Morning, guys. We are going to start this off by setting up another poll. Um, let's set the goat down so we can use two hands. What should we call our community? We're going with wild or wild lifers. And other option can be other. Done. Okay. Let me set that poll up. Start the poll. Good morning, MK Knife Making. I'm just trying to get this poll started here. Get that tucked off to the side. I can spin it around. There we go. Get it off to the side so I don't have to look right at it in my face. There we go. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Always a kerfluffle trying to get those polls started. It is cold out here today, and I forgot my jacket out in the chicken coop last night. So I'll grab that after we get the goat fed. Come here, Frou Frou. Oh, it's time to feed Frou Frou. I know. You need your morning brew, your morning coffee. Here you go. Good morning, guys. So we're back at it again, asking the question, is the community a community of wildlifers or a community of wild ones? The channel is My Wildlife Homesteading. Are you guys wild ones or wildlifers? We are out here trying not to drop a camera while we feed a goat. Oh, boy. I only have so many hands. Oh, my. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's chillier today. I'm going to have to go grab my jacket out from the chicken area after I'm done feeding the goat. We'll feed her up. We'll go back to the house. We'll grab my egg basket. We'll go see the chickens, collect some eggs, and put my jacket on because I'm cold. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. Oh, yes, I hear you. I know. You need some water, too. I know. Gotta get these morning chores done, and then I am back to some creative tasks. Yesterday, we were working on the winterized chicken coop. So on that chicken coop, I insulated all the interior walls, put on some interior sheathing so that the chickens can't peck at the insulation. Good morning. Good morning, James. And so we are just plugging away at that chicken coop. Today's plan, I got to go into the forest and I need to harvest some nice branches that will work as some roosting bars for the chickens in their new coop. And then I need to cut a hole in the wall, connect my outside yard area to the chicken coop. And then I need to build a door. I don't even have a door on the thing. But one of the things, you finished it. You did good. Good job. Let me grab a coffee. Do you want to snuggle or do you want me to put you down and play with your brothers? Your brothers are both jumping on my legs. Oh, hello, big sandwich. Here's the big guy. Let's grab a coffee. Grab some coffee. Make sure it's open and facing the right way so we don't dump it on our face. It really feels like a morning. We're struggling today. It's cold. It's windy. It's Sunday. It's the morning. Here's some goats. Some goat action. How are you guys doing for food and water? You guys could use a little more of both. I know she needs some water, so why don't I set you down? Okay, you guys stay here for a second. I'm gonna grab some water for the goats and rabbits. You stay, okay? You guys stay. Let me grab some water for the goats and the rabbits. So I got a bucket out here. You're right here. Got two buckets over here. Okay, let's grabbing some water, guys. Over. fill our bucket of water. Good morning, guys. Windy, it's cold. And you guys put some straw in your water. We'll chuck that out there. Give you some fresh water. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday. Let's give you guys some water here. And how are you? You look like yours is half full. You guys. Oh, gotcha. That dang wind, guys, I tell you, it is so windy out here today. I have no idea where to put the phone where you're not going to get blasted by wind. And also I got goats playing with the camera tripod. Okay, you need more water and some food. So let's go in to see the rabbits. Sorry guys, no, frou. Okay, excuse me buddy, I want to get you some water without letting everybody else in. Okay. Get some more water for you. Hello. Some food. Oh boy. Let me top this up after we give some to the other one. You are just so much trouble right now. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I'm having a hard time getting my feet under me. It feels like a morning, guys. It is such a Sunday morning. And Sudi says, amazing content. New sub here. I need help. I have multiple voices in my head. They keep telling me to buy a cucumber baby oil. You know what? Consult with Diddy and you'll find true freedom, I guess. It is such a Sunday morning, guys. Our brain is slow to operate. We are just chilling. I got all the goats and stuff over there. I gotta give some food over here. I got, oh boy, multiple goats trying to attack me. Trying to get in, get your food. Everyone wants the rabbit feed, but I don't want to give it up. So let's put you there. You can have the rest of that. Let's go get a bag of that to retop it up afterwards. Set you there. Oh. Look at this little guy. Boo. There we go. Let me grab my coffee and let's go see what other chores need to be done first thing. I know, guys, it's chilly today. We gotta go collect some eggs. We need to let the ducks and the chickens out. That definitely needs to be done. Let's steal you guys. Tripod up. We're oh boy, it's windy out here. We're trying to work on our chicken coop area, but I fenced in this yard so that the goats and cows can't go in and bother all the poultry. But I had no way to get the skid steer in there because I haven't built a gate yet. So yesterday we put up a couple posts, did the quick frame job on a quick gate, and so we'll finish that off today. Finish building out that gate, hang it, redo the fencing, and that way we can drive the skid steer right in there. It's gonna make mucking out the chicken coops and everything so much easier. Right now it's been wheelbarrow method. So kinda the way I do things around here tends to be a lot of get the job done quick and dirty and then make life easier later. So let's just get it done, then worry about improving my life. Make the animals happy and content, then make my life easier. Let's try to set you guys up so I'm not gonna drop you while I lock the gate. While juggling a coffee and a bottle. And I got goats pulling on the gate. It feels like Sunday. And I forgot my jacket yesterday in the chicken coop area. So let's set this bottle down somewhere. You can sit right there. Let's go grab our jacket. Let's go get our egg basket, then our jacket. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I'm scatterbrained today. I'm having a hard time focusing. It's cold. It's windy. Oh, it's the morning. And Eric, how you doing, Eric? Eric says, how are you doing? Feeling the chaos, man. I tore my house apart so I could work on some backsplash My house is a disaster right now. I got to get that cleaned up and finished before my wife comes home tomorrow. Otherwise, she'll kill me. So I need to look. So the backsplash is looking fantastic. It's going up good. It's faux brick. It's going up good. But I got to rip this top section with the table saw. But because I've got most things off the counter, just some tools. My house looks crazy. It looks disastrous. The egg basket's behind us. We're gonna grab a different jacket because I'm freezing. I'm freezing out there, guys. Plaid with plaid. This is how men dress. This is how we coordinate. A woman would tell me this is a no-no, but I think this goes well together. What do you guys think? Is this an appropriate outfit? I got the hood tucked in. I got double hoods. There we go. Oh, 2 hoods. Let's put both of them on the outside. We're having a hard go this morning. There we go. We're matching plaid with plaid. Okay, we gotta go. We got the basket behind us. We need to grab our eggs and see what other things need to be done around the chickens. So we're asking everyone today, we started the question yesterday, we're asking again today, is the community for my wildlife a community of wild ones or a community of wildlifers? As of right now, wildlifers is just barely leading the chat. We're gonna leave our coffee here for a moment. We're gonna leave our coffee here. We're gonna go brave the cold again. And let's try to get this. Dilly to Chili says, good morning, y'all. Raiders suck. I don't follow much sports, but Raiders Raiders would be what? Football or baseball? I'm so out of the loop. Up here in Canada, we only kind of pay attention to hockey, but I've been living off grid for the last two plus years. I don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV in over, 10 years? It's been about 10 years since I've had any cable. So I used to be big into sports. I used to follow fantasy football and fantasy hockey back in my university days, but we are a hot minute away from those days. Now we're just living the which chicken lays a better egg game. And Dilly says, I wish I never watched. I do understand the enjoyment. Like I said, I used to be in a bunch of fantasy football leagues and fantasy hockey leagues. But now, chickens. Are you all, did none of you guys die, I hope? I forgot to close the door last night. I closed up the ducks, but I didn't close up the chickens. What am I doing with my life? Oh, good thing the fox wasn't around last night. Jeez Louise. That could have been tragic. I can't believe I did that. Hello. I'm gonna steal your poop nuggets. 1 poop nugget. I am so sorry, guys. I can't believe I forgot to lock you in last night. I was wondering why there were so many chickens walking around the yard. Is there any under you? Are you sitting on, oh, you sound like you're sitting on eggs. Are you sitting on eggs? You got 1. I'll steal that poop nugget. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys in here. I can't believe that, guys. That could have been tragic. I forgot to lock up the chicken door last night. I did the ducks, and I forgot to close the latch on the chicken door. Nobody looks like they got scooped up in the middle of the night. We're gonna do a head count later, but that's a big no-no. So when you live off-grid on a homestead like this, there's no shortages of foxes, coyotes, and wolves that just want your birds' lives. I was working out here last night, doing a bunch of work. I forgot my jacket on the roof of the chicken coop. I'm building out an insulated chicken coop right now. So here's where we got so far. Put a south-facing window in, framed her up. Yeah, we got the back walls are all the walls are insulated. I left that 1 slot open because I'm going to be spinning this chicken coop around. So you see how the pitch of this roof? This roof is sloped this way and that one sloped into it. Up here in northern Canada, we get so much snow. We're talking 3, 4, 5 feet of snow that if I leave the roofs against each other, you're just gonna have all this snow and eventually ice and water leaning against the building there. So I need to spin this one around. Now, I made this thing beefy, like beefy. I can't spin it by myself. So I'm gonna use my skid steer, but I didn't build a way to get my skid steer into here yet. I was planning on it, but I just hadn't done it yet.
So there's no way to get the skid steer in here. Right now I've been coming in through the feed shed door. It's a one-way in. So yesterday I dug a couple holes, put in these big old posts. You know, that's a nice tree that I cut and peeled. And then another post over there. And then I started building a gate. I'm gonna use metal netting across the gate just to try to keep it a little on the lighter side. But yeah, I need to hang that gate, tie the fencing over to the posts, and then I'll be able to drive the skid steer in. My skid steer is nice. It's only just, it's like 50 inches wide. It's very narrow. And so I made this 7 feet wide. So enough room that I'm not gonna actually bang into my posts when I open the gate. Now let's let all the ducks out. And Dilly says, chicken coop, your main source of protein? Not real. I don't know if I would say my main source of protein. I get a lot of my eggs out of it, but I got some cows, more cows, my dog. We do rabbits. Obviously I've got all the goats here. But the chickens are fantastic. I don't eat the chickens, not normally. I eat the surplus roosters. Okay guys, when I open this door, it's gonna get a little fun. They all love to run out all at the same time. So, bear with me. I'll just open this and I set down the landing pad for the ducks. And here they come. This is my favorite part about letting the ducks out in the morning. Hi guys. Hello. Oh yes. There you go. Now we check for eggs in here. And Clevsland says this land looks familiar. No eggs there. Where are you guys hiding all your eggs? There's 2 right there. Let's try to gently step in here and grab these 2 and set that nesting. But oh, they're still warm. Fresh out of the bird. For breakfast, we're gonna have some eggs fresh out of the bird, my friends. I actually already had 2 eggs for breakfast. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna put the eggs in the basket. So my chickens and ducks tend to lay their eggs during the day, not the morning. And I already collected last night. So I collected at around 11 last night. So overnight / early morning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs. I expect to get about another 10 today. About 10 more eggs today, but we're not gonna rush. We're just gonna close up the door there. Okay, let's do a quick head count on my chickens. 1, 2, 3, there's a rooster. 4, 5, 6, 7, there's another rooster. 7, I'm counting 7 over here. I know there's a couple still hiding in here because it's windy and cold. 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's 11. So far I've got 11 out of 15. I'm feeling good about this. 12. There's one hiding in this yard. So that's 12. So I got 3 more that I want to find. Not in there. And Clip says, good morning, Mrs. Army says, good morning. Hope to be doing wonderful, getting around really well. Surgery. I'm happy to see it. You look like you're doing really well moving around since your surgery. Glad to see it. Yes, thank you. I'm doing pretty good. I'm hurting today because I was overdoing it yesterday. For those who don't know, who are just joining, I had spinal surgery 2 months ago. I augured in these 2 posts by hand yesterday. So I put these in about 3 feet deep. And I built this out of... What are you doing? Look at that's Faye. Look at Faye. So I grabbed some old barn wood I had that I'd cut off the original barn. And I salvaged the pieces I could salvage to start making a makeshift gate here. And then I'm gonna use metal wire to finish that gate off. And I'm gonna hang it on this post. And yeah, then I can actually bring the skid steer in here because I want to spin the coop around. I want to spin it 90 degrees. Happy chickens, good morning, how are you? Okay, it is a windy day though. And Maddie says, you have the life, sir. Is that a mouse? You have the life, sir. I got the luxury as a kid to live off-grid and away from many neighbors. What is in here? I don't know. It's probably just a mouse. I hear something rustling behind me. And to live away from neighbors, our road had one A-frame cabin and a tiny wood stove. No running water, no electricity. I'd kill to have it now. Well, welcome to my off-grid house. This is our off-grid cabin heated with wood. I do have access to water. Not only do I have the lake, I've got the lake all the way around. Actually, guys, yesterday I spent a good part of the day with a buddy. He came all the way out here. We spent the day together, and he brought his drone. He's got like a nice $1,500, $2,000 drone, and we flew it all around the property, collecting a ton of good bee shots and from above the sky footage. So sometime over the next week or two, I'll get that footage off of him, and then I will process it, and we'll make a video just to show off how remote we are. I had him flying about 1 kilometer in the sky, looking all the way around, just to show there's nobody around here. We're super remote up here in Northern Canada. Now, I have the generator. I've got solar panels. I've got a bunch of batteries. So I try to make my house as comfortable as possible. I have backup propane. This is propane, but it's a backup. When this runs, I cry because it costs me like $1 a minute. It's expensive. So I use the wood stove over there. My house is an absolute disaster because I'm putting up this like fake faux brick backsplash behind there and over there. I did that wall. Got to do the one behind it. And so I've got just stuff everywhere. So my house is a disaster. My wife would be mortified if she knew I was showing you guys the house in this disarray. But, that's part of it. When you want to get something done, you need to tear things apart before you can put it back together. So you enter the chaos zone. My wife and kids, I have one wife and 5 kids. They are away for the weekend. My son is getting braces. Which are crazy expensive. As a parent, you start to realize the things your parents did for you. I never had braces, but it's expensive, man. It's multiple paychecks. It's crazy. So to all the parents out there, who have kids and are just supporting their kids, shout out to you. You guys are the goats. Kids will never understand how much you do for them until they become parents themselves, and then they will appreciate you tenfold. So just keep on fighting the good fight, my fellow parents. Bobby says Northern Canada as referenced in kilometers. Yes, I do some conversions to Fahrenheit and miles for, a lot of the crowd is going to be American. And so I do try to do some conversions for y'all. Anyway, Manthan says, CA as in Cali or Canada? Yes, it's Canada. Welcome to Canada. And Sunny had said, good morning from Pennsylvania. Sorry, I'm finally able to read the chat a little bit while I'm not out there with the animals in the chaos zone. And we got saludos from Happy Chickens and Angel. We're drinking birch polypore rose hip coffee. So I put some birch polypores, some rose hips in my coffee this morning. It's got a nice flowery, mushroomy flavor today. Happy says, we have 2 kids with braces. It is expensive. It is. It's crazy. iClip says, my dentist wasn't willing to give me braces until I got speech therapy since my tongue thrusts. It's crazy. Let's go hang out with the goats again and sip our coffee and enjoy our conversation. Also, I made a huge mistake. I made a huge mistake, guys. Last weekend, I butchered a bunch of rabbits, and I thought I had brought the garbage bag to my work to dispose of. It turns out that I left that one in a garbage can, and my dog got into it. And so I've been finding feet and fur everywhere. So my bad. That's a big bunch of nope. I messed up big. Now these guys have to see my dog running around with body parts. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna get you guys some fresh water. Oh, I'm telling you guys, you can't do everything perfect. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna mess up. Just hope that the mistakes and the mess ups don't leave anyone hurt, and keep on learning, keep on chugging away. No harm, no foul. Is that the expression of the day? And LOL, poor rabbits. I was so confused because I thought I got rid of that garbage bag. And I saw my dog with these fur, and I didn't know what she got into. I thought maybe she got a coyote or something, and it's the right color. But nope, I found the bag. My bad. Okay, top up these waters. These water bottles are really neat. They're simple and neat. Just fill them up, dump out some of that water just to make sure it's clean, and then there's just a little ball bearing in there, and so you just screw this on. The ball bearing keeps the water from just free draining. So when you hold it up, you just get a little drip here and there, but it tries to keep the water in. And then the rabbit, when they push on this nipple, the ball bearing, it lets more water out. This one, you know, I got to fill it a little more than often than not. Ideally, you want one that's not going to drip at all, only when they're drinking, but whatever. The other one's much better. In fact, it looks like the other one's water might still be full. So this is one of our bunnies. We've got a handful. I wanted to say several, but as per my conversation earlier, we have several less. Okay. You still got lots of food. Here's your water. There you go. And let's see if the other one needs water. Your water is still pretty well full. You guys could both use a little bit more food, so let's do that next. Okay, so you see her drinking from it right there. So that's how they drink from their water. Let's turn this hose off. We'll leave the main faucet on because we're gonna give the ducks some fresh water as well. It's now hovering around 34 degrees Fahrenheit. We're getting below 32 here and there. And so we took the duck pools away because it's just getting to that point where it's just too dang cold. Okay, let's do this. Let's grab one of our, oh, this one's got some stuff for the chickens, so we'll leave that. Okay, let's just grab this one. This one's empty. Okay, we're gonna grab this container. We're gonna fill it full of rabbit feed. Go around topping up all the rabbits' food. Got this pull away tab. Pull that away, and the bag opens right up. We can lift her up. Fill that guy up. And I'll store the rest of this when I'm done. Okay. There we go, nice and heavy. Sneak out of the door. Okay, let's go top up these rabbits' foods. And then we might as well swap this bin with the other bin. I already did the other rabbits' food, but their bin is empty now. Okay, there we go. And we're asking, the community question of the day, guys, is what should we be calling our community? Our YouTube channel's name is My Wildlife Homesteading. The question is, are you a group of wild ones? Or are you a group of wildlifers? Can you subscribe? Are you joining the wild ones? Becoming one of the wild ones? Or are you joining the wildlife family? What are we, guys? What are we? If anyone has any other suggestions, I mean, I'm taking inspiration from the big guys, but also one of the goats. Guys, go check out Apollo and Layla on YouTube, A&L, and he refers to his community as the A&L fam. And so, you know, I thought, hey, I can't just keep calling you guys. I gotta keep calling you guys something else. I'm thinking that I need to be referring to you guys as, you know, the wild ones or the wildlifers. Let me know, am I just on the right track, the wrong track, not even on the same track as the train? Where are we? Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Landon says, hi, acknowledge me, hello. And Norma said, hi, Norma. Okay, oh boy, let's go say hi to some goats. Hello, goats, I want to come in here. Are you guys gonna let me in, or are you guys gonna just block the door? Are you gonna block the door? You're gonna let me come in and say hello. Hi, Gabby. Gabby, they all heard me with the rabbit food and they thought I was bringing treats. And they're all very jealous now. Oh, yes. Everyone is very jealous. Hi, Gabby. Sorry, I didn't bring any treats. I didn't bring any treats. This is Gabby. She's a black Angus, and back there are my two new Gelvies, my shorthorn Gelvies. There's a chicken. So far, it doesn't look like I lost any chickens, guys. I made another huge mistake. I made two huge mistakes. My other huge mistake, arguably worse, is that I forgot to close the chicken house last night. I closed up the ducks, and I don't know. I was collecting chickens. I was setting them over there, and I forgot to go back and close the house. Here's a chicken, but I think they're all safe. I think we got them all. I'm counting roughly 15, and that's how many I have. It's hard to keep a good track when they're all roaming around and in the fields and in the grass and in the pens and all that. But hi, baby goats. Here's some of the baby goats. Oh boy. Why don't I come and hang out with you guys while I drink my coffee? Let's hang out in the. Oh, no, you're not drinking my coffee. I'm drinking my coffee. Hello, Mama. Let me in. You gonna let me in, Mama? Oh. Okay, bear with me because I'm gonna lock the door, trap them in here with me, and then we'll hang out. We'll hang out for a hot minute before we get to work. We got work to do, guys. Work to do. Let's see who wants to come and hang out. Which one of these guys wants to hang out first? Let's try to set you guys up. Can I maybe just lean the camera? If I just lean, there we go. We don't have to worry about the tripod if we just lean it. Which one of you guys are tangled in my feet? Oh, White Knight. Here, come on up, White Knight. Oh. Hello, little floof guy. You know what, guys? I probably shouldn't be snuggling them. I made this mistake. So there's another chicken and in with my rabbits. So my rabbits kind of hang out in here. And yesterday I was hanging out, cuddling the goats just like this. And because I'm allergic to rabbits, about 10 minutes after I ended the stream, I went inside the house and my neck started breaking out in hives because they were giving me kisses, and same with my forearms and my wrists. So I had to have a quick shower after the live stream yesterday. So it's probably gonna happen again, but that's okay. We can use a shower after hanging out with these snuggle bugs. I'm not allergic to the goats, I'm allergic to the rabbits. But the rabbits and the goats are right beside each other, and you know, things happen. Anyway, Heathen said, hello from my homestead to yours. Heathen, tell me a little bit about your homestead. What kind of animals do you have there? Over here, we have goats, rabbits, chickens, ducks, cows, my dog, and we had pigs, but we ate the pigs. And we're getting 2 donkeys. We're getting 2 donkeys next weekend. Next weekend, we're getting 2 donkeys. It's going to be busy. It's going to be a lot of fun. We added 2 more cows to the homestead last week. Next week, we're adding 2 more donkeys. Things are busy around the homestead. And of course, 2 weeks ago, we had these little babies. So yeah, nice and busy. And Happy Chickens says, hi, pretty goat. And Shannon says, hi, baby girl. This one's a boy. And Abby says, you single? What state? Happily married, 5 kids, all sons. And we're up here in northern Canada. This is my off-grid homestead. And we're drinking birch poly pour and rosehip coffee. We're drinking that flavorful coffee today. We had to come out here first thing this morning and bottle feed little Frou-Frou. This guy, big and strong. Frou-Frou, frail. She's the runt of the litter. And so just to make sure she's getting enough milk, her tummy's never empty. So mom's giving her some milk, and she has access to grain and access to straw. So she's not starving, but I like to make sure she's extra healthy. She's certainly the weirdest of the bunch. Oh. So this is Frou-Frou, and this is White Knight. Hello, White Knight. So yeah, I got 2 goats. I got 2 more behind me. I've got the mama behind me. I have 8 more goats. I've told the story before, but because there's always new folk in the chat, I feel like I should tell the story again. People often ask, what's your favorite homestead animal? And I have to say it's goats. I never thought it would be. When my wife first told me she wanted to get goats, I had told her a firm no. and I talked to other people. They told me don't do it, don't get into goats. And so I was really, really hesitant. And like the maniac I am, I told my wife, okay, fine. If you want goats and it turns out they are smelly, if it turns out they are destructive, if it turns out they are trouble, I'm going to eat them. So if we're going to get goats, you need to be fine with the fact that I might eat them. And needless to say, we went from 2 to like 12 right now, 13. We're up to 13 goats right now. So yeah, I like the goats. They're not smelly. They're fluffy. They're fuzzy. Oh boy, Frou Frou wants down. Frou Frou wants down, and the Stallion wants up. This guy's we got White Knight and Stallion. Oh, hello, boys. And so yeah, we went from 0 to 13 pretty quick over the last 2 years. We breed them as well, so we've had several babies. These guys were born on live stream 2 weeks ago. This guy is so much more content right now. He's just chilling. He's just chilling. And so yeah, that right there, that's we'll show that. There was one goat my friend had to turn into food. So you know what? One thing that I've learned very quickly over the last 2 years is there are too many good animals. There are too many nice animals to have to deal with a mean one. And a lot of these animals can be dangerous. I've never had an issue with a goat. My cow tried to kill me, my bull, and so I ate him. Moral of the story is there's too many nice animals to deal with a mean one. So no judgment here, my friend. If you got a mean one, send it to freezer camp. Let it at least feed your family. iClipthing says, would you ever get an ostrich? So I went and visited a farm that had ostriches, and I would say no. No, I would never get it. I would never get an ostrich. They are one of the most bang for your buck animals. Surprisingly, you can make more money with ostriches than you can with cows. And everyone says cows are the king of the castle, but ostrich eggs sell for a fortune. Fertilized ostrich eggs sell for even more. Ostrich meat, when they're old and grumpy and time to go, sells for a ton. Ostriches are worth a fortune, but they're like an 800-pound cheetah. They're a combination between a cow and a cheetah. They can run 70 miles an hour. No fence is stopping them. And so a lot of these, and they need a couple acres. So a lot of these farms are built like prisons. They've got big metal steel fencing all the way around their yard. They have to keep the yard relatively small because it costs a fortune to build that kind of compound. And so the ostriches never really get to stretch their legs. They never really get to get up to speed. I don't agree with keeping ostriches in captivity. I think they're a really cool animal. I think you can make them the best bang for the buck of an animal. But for me, I'm trying to balance that. You know, I've got 156 acres here. I let most of the animals just free range the property. I like giving them the highest quality of life. And the fact that I'd have to try to lock these things down into such a small area and never let them, you know, really express themselves, not for me. They are a cool animal, and I'm not judging people who do it. I really am not judging it. But for me, that's a no. And Steve says, they run, jump, and fly a bit, huh? The main thing is that their heads are built like rocks, and they just run 70 miles an hour, tuck their head, and plow through a fence. Nothing's stopping them. Shane says, do they taste like chicken? I actually think that ostriches might be more of a red meat, so it might be more like beef. More like a beef. I see Ibrahim in the chat. How you doing, Ibrahim? Good morning. And Boz says hi. iClipthing says, it's like people who own high-energy working dogs but live in apartments. Yeah, and I have a yellow lab golden retriever kicking around somewhere, and I don't tie her up. I do have to tie her up sometimes when I leave for town because she's got a bad habit of chasing me down the driveway, and it'll take me an hour to leave otherwise. But otherwise, she's 24/7 free range out here, just doing her thing. I had a German Shepherd Husky, and she was a great dog. She ended up getting She ended up catching a bacteria called blastomycosis. Blastomycosis multiplies in your lungs. Humans can get it too. I know a couple of people who've had it, but it's more common with dogs because dogs are putting their nose right in the dirt. This bacteria cultivates in soil. So humans are a lot less likely to get it, but there's always times you're digging with a shovel, you're in a trench or something, you can get it. My German Shepherd Husky, she was older, she caught it, it multiplied in her lungs, and unfortunately we had to put her down because it just took hold of her like that. My yellow lab got it as well, but because she was still a puppy, she fought it off and she's fine, she's good. But that German Shepherd, she was a wild one. She would go out in the forest. I remember one time I had my live trap set up. I had a live trap set up to catch a fox because we were having issues with the fox and the chickens and the ducks. And so I wanted to catch the fox and get rid of it. And I ended up catching a wild hare. Fun fact, a wild hare and a rabbit, not the same. They can't breed. These guys right here, is there one down there? Yeah. These guys can't actually have babies with the wild ones in the forest. The wild hares, they've got the short ears, the long legs, short ears, long legs. Very different species. Anyway, I digress. I had caught one of those in the live trap and I released it. The next morning, this was in the evening about 7 p.m. The next morning, there was a headless rabbit on my deck. My dog, my German Shepherd Husky, had followed it. 156 acres of forest for this thing to run and hide. My Husky found it and ate it and brought it to me as a present. That dog was 10 out of 10 farm dog. She was a wild one. She would chase the coyotes away. She would give the wolves a little bit of a fright. My yellow lab would bring the wolves and the coyotes straight to my doorstep and say, "Look, Dad, I made friends." I won't be surprised if one day I have little wolf pups because she's got no mean bones in her body. She is the night. One step back because she does have a mean bone. She did unalive a squirrel one time. She caught a squirrel and unalived it. So she's got a little mean body. But otherwise, she is just a little sweetheart. Just a little sweetheart. Hester says, do you have any turkeys on your farm? No turkeys. My thought with turkeys is while I have young children, I don't want animals that could traumatize them. My rooster's almost been on the chalking block a couple times because he's pecked at my boys, but you know, he's being okay right now. But yeah, I just think that turkeys and geese have a bad reputation for charging at kids. And so until my kids are older, I'm going to avoid them. Shannon said, hi. Alex said, good girl. Steve said, my Akita Rodi was the best. Ibrahim says, golden retriever. Yeah, right? Yes, Lily is a yellow lab golden retriever. How's the wind, guys? It's really windy here. Do I need to move you guys or is it okay? And Caitlin says, that baby in your arms is like, can you stop moving around so much? I'm trying to sleep here. This is White Knight. He's a little stud muffin. He's 2 weeks old, baby goat. iClipthing says, we can still hear you. It's bearable. Okay, good. Now, the question, guys, of the day is what should we call our community? Our YouTube channel is My Wildlife. I'm your host, Justin. My wife is Mariah. And, you know, we call our YouTube channel, our website, My Wildlife Homesteading. And the question is, should we be referring to our community as the wild ones, wildlifers, or something else? You know, if we're saying, guys, subscribe to our channel and become one of the wild ones, or join our family of wildlifers, guys. What should it be? What should it be? I need to work on it. I don't have the ebb. I don't have the flow, but it'll come once I nail one down. I already got the ending. The ending is always, guys, till next time, stay wild. We got that. We stole that from Coyote Peterson. We got that one. But I don't know. I don't know what's better. I don't know what's best. I don't know. Maybe I flip back and forth. Caitlin says, I like wild ones. Also, just came across your channel. Def got us up. Thank you, Caitlin. We are still a small channel growing faster every day due to the wonderful people like you guys willing to come out here and have conversations with us and learn a little bit about the homestead and living off grid. We are up here in northern Canada. It is chilly. It's cold every day. Yesterday got nice. I had a buddy come over with a drone. And so we flew the drone all over the property. Really nice drone. It's like a $2,000 drone. He got it about 1 kilometer into the sky. He went to the back end of the property, which is like, I think it was clocking in at 700 meters away, 700 yards away to the back side of the property. And yeah, just did a bunch of drone shots. So I plan to do a long form video, because when I tell people I live in northern Canada, I live off grid, I have a peninsula, I live in the middle of nowhere, I think people have a hard time picturing it. And so if I could have that little montage video showing off the vastness of my land, the vastness of the water, people will have a better time understanding what exactly this channel is. So I'm looking forward to that. Kayla says, when do you go live? So I don't have a firm streaming schedule yet. I do go live all the time, but I don't have a firm schedule. Basically, my mantra, my mentality, I have a wife and 5 children. And as much as I love you guys, and I do love you guys, I love my family more. And so I tend to avoid going on YouTube, making videos and going live until my kids are all sleeping and my wife is down resting for the night. Sometimes she will join with us. Normally I'm streaming in the evenings. I'm kind of in the central Eastern time zone. And so I'm streaming normally around that 8 p.m., somewhere around 8 p.m. On the weekdays. The weekends, if I'm doing a project that my kids really just can't help me with, then sometimes I will live stream on the weekends. Otherwise, when my wife and kids are not home. So they're out of town right now. Long weekends, holidays, they usually go out of town. They go visit family while I stay and man the homestead. And so usually on long weekends, I'm streaming all weekend. This weekend, my wife and kids are out of town, so we're streaming today. We were streaming yesterday. But I don't have a set in stone schedule. Sometimes it's just spur of the moment, when something exciting is happening. Like when we had our 2 cows dropped off, we just did a quick half-hour live stream while we were just hanging out with the brand new cows, getting them used to us. It is currently 10 a.m. my time. And Alan says, morning man. And yes, shepherds are the best. Gotta have at least 2, right? I also am planning to breed my golden retriever with an Anatolian shepherd. So we'll have a couple Anatolian shepherd babies, and we'll keep those around the homestead. Tagan 9 says, "Ooh, baby goat! I miss my baby goat." We got a few here. We got one chilling over there. We got a couple down by our feet over here, just chilling. And little stallion here. Oh, sorry, this one's White Knight. White Knight is just chilling with me. Stallion's on my legs. And Flying Brian says, "Top of the morning to ye." How you doing, buddy? Welcome back to the chat. Nice to see you here as always. Dagan says, my goat is grown now and just wants to try and escape his pen. So I don't keep my goats in pens. I'm very fortunate. I have a 156-acre off-grid homestead up here in northern Canada. I have no neighbors. The goats can't go anywhere, so when they get out, it's no big deal. I just let them, I let my goats free range with the cows. The only reason that Mama's in here is because I want to keep all the babies with her and keep the babies safe. But like, here's my dog, and there's my dog, some cows, some goats, all chilling over there by a hay bale. So I goats are notorious escape artists, but you know what? People give them flack for that. Here's my thought towards that. They're not escaping to cause trouble. They're escaping because they want to be with you. At least my goats just want to come hang out on the front deck if I'm sitting on my couch. They're not out to cause trouble. They do sometimes. Sure, they'll chew through the internet lines, or, if you leave something out, yeah, it's getting nibbled on. But they're not trying to cause trouble. They're just social. And if they see you as their homie, their homeboy, they just want to find you and they want to be near you. They want to go for walks with you. So I let them. It's a lot of fun. And Flying Brian says, glad to see the goats are doing well. I was on your live when she started giving birth. Yes, they're all doing fantastic. Frou, our little girl. So we got... Hi, Mama. Why do you want so much attention? You have hay, you have water, you have a mineral block. You don't need anything. You want some treats, don't you? You want me to bring you treats? Yeah, I'll bring you treats. I'll bring you treats in a bit. You can have some treats later. And Vern says, subscribed and liked. Well, thank you for joining our community of wild ones. So far, wild ones is at 44%. For those of you who are wondering what the heck the poll is all about, this is my wildlife homesteading. I want to know what to call you guys. One of our good YouTube friends here is Apollo and Layla. Go check out Apollo and Layla on YouTube. And they call their community the A&L fam. So when people subscribe, welcome to the ANL fam. Well, what should I be calling you guys? I can't just be saying, well, welcome you guys. Some of you guys are girls. Some of you girls are guys. I don't know what to call you guys. So we're getting a massive jump on wild ones. Everyone wants to be part of the wild ones. Everyone wants to be a wild one. And so we're trying to figure it out. I also need to once I figure out what to call you guys, I need to figure out how to call you guys. Because saying that you guys are my wildlifers or you are my wild ones, there's a different ways to say it. We're drinking mushroom rosehip coffee today. We're just adding all the flavors. Kendra says, "Good, sir." And iClipThing says, "I'm female. Everyone thinks I'm a man." Bah. Everyone in real life or everyone online? And Alan Carroll says, "Free reign here. One of God's greatest gifts." And Flying Brian said, "Wildlifers gets my vote." It's close, guys. We've been kind of neck and neck on all the polls. And George Lely says, "Just call everyone peeps." What's up, my peeps? What's up, my homies, my peeps? Bah. I could call you guys my goats. And 13 says, hi again, pets baby goat. How you doing, 13? How you doing? We're just chilling with the white knight here. I got Stallion behind me. And I haven't named Mimi's Oreo's lookalike. So Oreo had a baby that is like her doppelganger. So there's Oreo, that's Mama. And look at Oreo Jr. Oreo Jr. looks just like Mommy. He's got that exact same kind of belly stripe all the way around. The other one's got a little more character, a little more personality. Frou Frou here, her belly stripe doesn't go all the way around. It kind of ends at the top. Little goatee Frou Frou. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the kind of nursery rhyme. If you have children, you might have. It's like, little rabbit Frou Frou, I don't like your attitude. Scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. I have renamed that song for Frou Frou, not Foo Foo, Frou Frou, the goat. And so I'll tell Frou Frou, little goatee Frou Frou, I love you. You scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. No, she doesn't scoop up field mice or bop them on the head, but I'm not creative enough to change those lyrics. But yes, we got Frou Frou, White Knight, Stallion, and Oreo Jr. just chilling. And Kendra says, "Are those fainting goats?" No, they aren't. I have one that's a half fainter, although she's never fainted. Her cousin, who's a quarter fainter, faints all the time. But I have one that's half fainter, will not faint. She's just not stressed enough, I guess. And Kendra says, "Do you need a cowgirl?" Happily married with 5 handsome children. I have 5 sons. 8, 6, 4, 2, and 0. I have 5 boys. I got an army. I got a whole hockey team. I got a hockey team with me and Net. We are set. Yeah, we are rocking a busy life. Right now, they are all out of town. So we live off grid in the middle of nowhere. And my oldest son needed braces. And so my wife and kids had to travel 5 hours to get to the closest town or closest city to go get braces. So they decided to make a trip of it. They're going to museums and zoos and just having a good time. So yeah, I'm home alone for the weekend. So that's why we are able to stream during the day. I think I'm starting to break out a little bit. I'm getting a little bit red. These guys hang out. Normally I have rabbits in here. So I moved these guys in where the rabbits are, and I put the rabbits in the smaller cells. I'm allergic to rabbits. And so yesterday when I was snuggling the goats, I started breaking out in hives all along my neck and my forearms. Yeah, I'm allergic to rabbits. If you guys see me start scratching and itching and twitching out, it's because I'm having a reaction. But it's so worth the snuggles. I'm not going to give up the goat snuggles just because I'm allergic to the rabbits. That's not happening. Are you keeping the babies? I'm actually not going to, probably not going to end up keeping all these babies. I have a bunch more goats that are all pregnant. Frou we are selling to one of our close friends who needs another female breeder. And I'm trying to rehome all these boys, trying to find some nice people who want some nice pets. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find anyone who wants them nuts intact or nuts removed. So I've got a couple months before I need to worry about that. They're going to stay with mom for 3 months. They're only 2 weeks old. And the thought of trying to sell these guys, just, you know, I don't want to, I'm enjoying the snuggles. I don't want to let them go. This is how you end up going from 2 to 10 to 20 to 100 goats, because you say, oh yeah, I'm going to sell the surplus. And then you end up keeping them all. And then you end up getting a Newfoundland accent, and then you don't know what to do with yourself because you got all the goats. That's the tricky thing of homesteading, guys. That's the tricky thing. And Sean says, biggest upside and downside to living off grid. The biggest upside is pure freedom. I don't have to worry about paying the utility company. I don't need to worry about, the grid getting shut down while they're doing repairs. I don't need to worry about felling trees and watching out for hydro lines. I don't have to worry about getting locates before I dig. I could just do whatever I want. The downside, when stuff breaks, there's nobody around to fix it. So you got to be your own plumber, your own pipe fitter, your own electrician, your own mechanic. I like that stuff. I actually used to be a civil engineer, a junior engineer. And so I love thinking about the way things work. I've done, I'm always hands-on. I do a lot of mechanical work already. So for me, it's no big deal. But that is definitely a challenge. I know if my wife was doing it on her own, there's YouTube. YouTube's a great resource, but it would be a lot more expensive if you had to be calling in electricians, plumbers, pipe fitters, everything every time something broke. And things break all the time. All the time. It's fairly common for an animal to chew through some electrical wiring underneath the house, and you got to get under there and you got to re-splice your wires. The generator, my generator caught fire one time, burnt all the wiring. Thankfully, it was a surface fire. One of the fuel lines had rubbed and split a leak and was spraying fuel all over the generator. Anyway, didn't kill the generator, but melted all the wiring, so we had to go strip it all and redo it. Stuff happens, man. Stuff happens. So living off grid, it's a challenge. And I'm about to sneeze. I'm telling you guys, I'm allergic to the rabbits. I'm about to sneeze. Oh boy, this isn't gonna be pretty. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. I think my soul just left and came back for a second. There's not normally just one. Did you guys see that spittle that just came out? That was nice. That was real nice. Anyway, life is a struggle. Sean says, living free isn't easy, but sounds worth it. It's not even free, it's freedom. But I mean, all the wiring and all the parts, and every time I got to fix something, it does cost money. This is one of the illusions that people give you about living off grid. People want to tell you that if you want to raise animals and be self-sufficient, that you will not need a job. You will not need to be independently wealthy. You will not need money because you can do it on your own. That's really not true. Everything costs money. All this lumber. Now, I plan to buy a sawmill in the spring. That's going to save me a ton of money on lumber. But like even just this build out on my barn, I probably, for the plywood sheathing and all the studs and everything I needed here, all the hardware, I'm probably $800 in just for this little lean-to house a couple rabbits and a couple goats. The chicken coop I'm building, I'm about $1,200 in on the insulated chicken coop. The non-insulated chicken coop, I'm already another $500 in. The return on investment is slow. When you want to do farm math, okay? Let's say I sell this guy. Guesses in the chat. Nobody Google it. Guys, I want to hear honest guesses. What do you think that a goat like this sells for? How much do you think a goat like this sells for? So if you're breeding goats to resell them to try to recoup costs on your homestead, how much do you think a goat like this costs? How much do you think, obviously not this little, but when he's 3, 4, 5 months old, how much? We got $100 in the chat. Anyone else know how much? $300 from Happy Chickens. $500 from iClips. Anyone? $300? $200? Okay. $30. Oh, Dustin, that's too low. That's embarrassing low. I want to say the closest here, guys, I'm going to end you guys here. Good guesses, good guesses. The closest one might be Angel Faith. Canadian dollars, this guy in my market goes for $150. $150 Canadian, that's closer to $100 American. 100 US dollars gets you about 140 Canadian dollars. Now think about this. Okay, most goats have 1 or 2 babies. This one had 4, but most have 1 or 2 babies. Their gestation period, the amount of time, let's say they're gonna have 2 babies, okay? 2 babies. Their gestation period is 5.5 months. And then the baby needs to stay with mom for another 3. So you're 8.5 months before you could sell the baby. That means you're feeding mom and all the babies and keeping them all alive and building shelters and all that for $150 each. So $300. You're gonna get that once a year, maybe twice a year, depending on timing. Every second year you might get 2 litters, but once a year you're gonna get your 2 babies. So every year, every breedable goat is gonna net you $300. You need like 5,000 goats to earn a living off of breeding goats. And then you need to find a market for people buying all these goats. At that point, you know you're selling them to the meat market. At which point, all these little cuties are just getting eaten, and then you kind of have that moral, conundrum sitting on your shoulders. So, yeah, females can go for a little more. Females, you can get up to 200, 250. Females are worth a little more. Poor guys, eh? The males are just valueless. The thing is, one male can service like 20 females. One male would happily breed with 20 females. So you don't need many males on the homestead. But you would happily take 10, 20 females. And so my dog is playing with one of my goats right now. Let's spin you guys around so you can see her wrestling over there. So yeah, anyway, male goats aren't very valuable. She is wrestling with my male goat, with Orion. They're playing right now. She's trying to herd him, but he's like an unmovable object. So she's doing that, like run away and back up and push him. She's trying to move him in a certain direction, but he's just fighting. He's having none of that. She's winning though. You see him backing up. She's putting the pressure on him. She's trying to get around him. She's trying to get behind him. She's nervous of Faye though, the big one. The big one will throw headbutts. So she's definitely nervous of the big one, but Orion's just a playful guy. Oh, yeah, you almost got it. You almost got taken in the ribs, Lily. You be careful, Lily. Yeah, you be careful. If Faye gets you one, you'll be hurt for a week. Anyway. Let's sneak you guys right about there. We'll lean you back. And dude, the little cows are so fuzzy. They're adorable. This one is a goat, but yes, I've got 2 heifers back there. Those 2 are about 6 months old. They're about 300, 400 pounds, and they are shorthorn Gelvies. Gabby over there is a black Angus. She's a big girl. She's smaller than she should be. She's about 900 pounds, but she was bottle fed, and so bottle feds don't always get to the same size as naturally fed. And what else we got going on? 13 says cows and goats, no issues hanging or eating together. They're buddies. They have a lot of fun. They're both herd animals, and so yeah, no big deal. I do have a vet coming on Thursday just to give everyone a parasite cleanse. So animals that eat grass low off the ground, they can pick up, intestinal bugs and worms that are just living there. And so a couple times a year, you want to give them some medicine that is just going to purge their stomach of all these little parasites. It's not, I don't want to say it's normal. Every animal, like on a homestead, this is going to happen. It's not particularly dangerous for them. It's just they're not going to get, they've got other critters living in their belly eating the nutrients that they need to eat. So you want to get those out of there so that they can get big and strong. So it's nice to do it in the fall before the winter. and then it's good to do it again in the spring, summer. So we do it twice a year. And Flying Brian says, if your man isn't handy, hopefully he's at least handsome. And happy. And Ken said, hi. Nan said, I actually like the hat. Am I supposed to be insulted by the actually? You didn't have to say actually. You could have just said, I like the hat. You didn't say, I actually like the hat. That now makes it seem insulting. Oh, my soul. Flying Brian says, vet bills can be very expensive. Yeah, so we do most things ourselves. Ken, I see you there, Ken. I say hi. Hi, Ken. We birth the animals ourselves. We do give them whatever medication we can give them ourselves, but certain shots the vets won't let you just take and do yourself. Who named the baby goats? My kids named Frou Frou, and I've named the boys. The boys, I'm calling this guy the White Knight. We got the black one over there, Stallion, and the other little one is Oreo Jr. because it looks just like Mom. Mom's getting angsty because she wants to get out. I know she wants to go out in the fields and play with the other goats, but I've got her trapped in here so that the little goats can have constant milk supply whenever they want it, whenever they need it. As you can see down there, they're eating. She's annoyed. She's got 4 little mouths to feed, so she's constantly getting chewed on and nibbled on. So she's annoyed. She wants to go roam in the fields with the other goats, but for these guys' health, I gotta let them stay. And Nan says, LOL, I said actually because someone else dissed your hat. Oh, we got haters in the crowd? Ain't nobody got time for no haters. Harish says, Jesus, bro, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We are drinking Rose Hip and Birch Polypore coffee this morning. It is a lovely brew. So far, we are asking the community, what should we call our community? The channel is My Wildlife Homesteading. My YouTube channel, or my website is www.mywildlife.ca. And we're asking, what should we be calling you guys? Our friend Apollo and Layla refers to his members as the A&L fam. And so we are asking people, what do we want to be called? So far, we got 50% out of our 72 votes voting for Wild Ones. Y'all want to subscribe to become a Wild One. And we've got 35% and a passionate Freshly HD saying, Wildlifers, guys. We are the Wildlifers. We might just, we're going to keep this. We're not going to make a final decision, guys. Not yet. We're going to do a few more live streams. We're going to keep playing with this. We're going to keep asking the community, figuring out what y'all actually want to be called. But right now, we got 51% saying Wild Ones. Ravik says, Wild Ones is taken. Who's using the moniker Wild Ones? I also don't think it matters because there's only so many words in the English language and there's so many creators in different spaces. And so, Coyote Peterson says, stay wild, guys, or stay wild, friends. I totally am stealing that. I'm totally stealing that. At the end of every live stream, we're going to say, take care, guys, and stay wild. And Angel says, I like Freedom Finders. Flying Brian says, yes, indeed, at Freshly. Kayla says, do your boys enjoy the homestead? They absolutely love it. My one rooster, Horntail, has been getting a little bit aggressive with them. And so when they go and bring food in there, Horntail tends to fly at them and peck at them a little bit. And lately I noticed my kids are going in there. They're getting a call there. My kids have been going in there with their little foam swords and stuff. So it looks like a little army. My 5 sons, 4 of them, walking in there with their swords, trying to go feed the chickens. Mail for a second. We're back. So yeah, it's really adorable. The kids love it. How do you not love it? They have 156 acres of freedom. I have a beach on the south side of my property. I let the kids play in the forest all the time. They were showing me the other day that they built a giant teepee in the forest, just collecting branches and logs and sticks and stacking them all up. There's nothing better than that. My kids are not complete hermits. We've got lots of friends. My kids are homeschooled, but my wife probably gets together with people, I don't know, every second day, if not every day. Are you in California? No, we are in Canada. We are much, much further north. I feel like it's not this cold in California right now. I'm assuming that the channel is telling you guys that I'm in CA because I get asked a lot, are you in California? But it means for Canada. Fly and Brian says, do you have game cameras out and about? I have one camera set up right now out in the back field. I do want to move that camera. I had set it out because I had cut down an area. I cut down an area for goose hunting. But they weren't really landing back there. They were more landing in the lake. And so, yeah, I didn't get any back there. So I got to take the camera down, move it back into the trails. Isn't that right, White Knight? I really like his pink little nose. He's got that pink little button nose. Look at his pink nose. Very, very cool. Very cool. Do you like Rush, as in YYZ? Rush the band? I have a fun story about Rush if you're talking about Rush the band. And Happy Chicken says, hi, everyone. Guys, if you guys like YouTube footage of a close-up of a really cute chicken enclosure and chicken action, go check out Happy Chickens on YouTube. They live stream with their chickens all the time, so feel free to go check that out if you like some up close and personal with the chickens. I mean, I got a chicken right here, but I spend more time with the goats than I do with the chickens. Hello, little pluck. Let's zoom you guys back out. This is where I believe the mythology of the Easter Bunny comes into place. This chicken is laying an egg, and then she's going to take off, and you're going to think the bunny's laid an egg. So the Easter Bunny was born on this farm. And Flying Brian says, Rush, Canadian legends. Here's my fun little story about Rush. I used to be a drummer. You're never not a drummer. But I used to drum in various bands. I used to play in a lot of bars. I was paid to do a number of different weekly gigs and stuff. And often what I would do is I would set up at the bar and I would play for multiple different bands because it was hard to find a drummer who was very adaptable. So I could, I was professionally trained in drumming and could play multiple styles. So guys like to play with me. Anyway, I was playing in one band. And the recording keyboard player for Rush, so not the guy you would see on stage, but the guy who does the tracks, was traveling through town, and he came into the bar that night, and he asked to play with us. And so we did like a 3-hour set. And often when the guitarist and the singer wanted to take a break, me and the keyboard player would just keep jamming. And it was so much fun. You could really see that old school, this guy's been doing this for 60 years, talent. Just if we wanted to play a jazz riff, I would start playing some jazz riff on the drums and he would just come in with the piano and just do a solo. And it was just fantastic. It was a lot of fun. So that's my story about Rush. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I still have a drum kit, but I back when I used to play, I got rid of my acoustic drum kit and I got an electric drum kit. The nice thing about the electric drum kit versus the acoustic, my acoustic was very big. I'd need to borrow a truck every time I went and brought it to a venue that didn't have a drum kit. I would need to bring a plexiglass shield. I'd have to bring pillows to mute my drums. I'd have to bring like 5 or 6 different drumsticks because different venues have different acoustics. Sometimes I'd be too loud. Sometimes I'd be too quiet, and I'd have to put a mic on the drum kit. And it would take me like 2 hours to get sound set up and sound checked. So eventually I switched to an electric drum kit that I could fit in a suitcase and put in my car. And then I could set up and just plug into the PA system with the rest of the band members, and I could just dial up or down my sound and just one set of drumsticks. It was so much. You couldn't do a lot of the things that you could do with a real kit, but it sounded pretty good, and you could get 90% there with way less hassle. So for someone who was more of a traveling drummer and was playing in multiple different venues with multiple different bands, having access to the electric presets was so nice. Paul says, my wildlife, what's happening, Paul? And that's your story and you're sticking to it. Kayla says, I drum too, just started recently. You know what the nice thing about drums is? You can practice anywhere. You don't need a drum kit. You've got hands, you've got a lap, you've got a wall. You can just start practicing rhythms. You can just find something and practice your 1 2 3 4 2 2 3 4 3 2 3 4 4 2 3 4. Just practice the counting, practice the rhythm. 1 eana, 2 eana, 3 eana, 4 eana. You can do both hands, not when you're holding a goat. I like drums. I like drums. It's like the instrument if you have any level of ADHD. I don't. I like to think I'm quite focused. But it's a fun instrument. I love it. And Flying Brian says, I need to drum up another coffee. Cheers to coffee. I need to be careful. I need to sip it through my beard as a strainer because I've got rose hips in here and I don't want to swallow any berries. I could chew them and swallow them. They're not gonna, you know, they are technically edible. But yeah. Flying Brian says, around for the house. Cheers. Paul says, I'm sure your parents were happy to see you move out of their house. Their poor ears. Another fun drum story of my parents. So I had my drum kit set up in my parents' basement, and they had done up this really nice bar. They had a nice bar in the basement, and they had all these wine glasses hanging on the wall, on the hangers. They're hanging by the stem of the glass, and I'm playing the drums. You know, I've got some headphones in because I'm listening to some guitar tracks, some drumless tracks, and I'm just wailing away. I'm having a party. I'm in my own world, playing some classic rock and lots of double bass pedal. So we're going heavy on the bass, heavy on the hi-hat, and I hear something. I hear something like I hit the crash cymbal, but I heard a secondary crash. And so I take my headphones out and I listen around and I don't hear anything. I put my headphone in, I keep playing, I hear another crash. So I take my headphone out again and I'm trying to play without my headphone in and I definitely hear a crash, crash, crash. I walk around the corner looking at what was that. All of the wine glasses had vibrated off of the wall and shattered into a giant pile of broken glass on the ground. My parents are cool. I don't even think they made me buy them new glasses, but my bad. Drummer's going to drum. My bad. It happens. Lesson to all you parents out there. We were troublemakers. Your kids are going to be troublemakers. Let them express themselves. Keep them out of danger, real danger. Keep them out of illegal activity. But let them cause a little bit of ruckus. Let them cause a little bit of chaos because it's good for the soul. Ravik says, that probably sounded great as an effect. And KTM says, ma, ba. I know she's agitated. She wants me to bring her treats is what she wants. So I think we're going to set this guy down and we're going to go get her some treats. Kids are great as long as they're someone else's, says Flying Brian. We're going to set this guy down. Let's go get some treats. We're going to give all the animals some grain. Oh, you go down. Oh. Okay, we're gonna get all the animals some grain. We're gonna grab our bucket. Oh boy, we'll leave our coffee over here so we can grab it back. And we'll go grab this bucket. We'll go grab some grain. We're gonna give everyone some treats. Do your boys enjoy the homestead? Absolutely. They're not here right now, but my 6-year-old, my second oldest, every morning before the sun even comes out, he goes out to try to collect the eggs. He is right out there. My oldest, he's out here helping me split all the firewood. In fact, before I go grab the treats, let me show you some of the work I have to do around here because it never ends. Let me show you so for those who are new here or just don't know, I had spinal surgery 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I had back surgery, and so I'm still a little stiff. I've got several more months of actual healing to do. We're trying to stay more physical, get back into it. We're dealing with all the dealings that happen. But because of that back surgery, I am behind on my firewood supply. I live off grid. I heat my house with firewood, and look at the job I have ahead of me. Holy moly. I need to get this split like pronto. If I don't split all this wood before the snow flies, I'm gonna be in some serious trouble. And if I had to tell you guys, it's normally the snow is flown by now. I still have my boat in the water. I gotta go take that out tomorrow. Yeah, we got work to do. This is a massive pile of wood. I still gotta saw a bunch of these. I gotta split all of that. I've got enough to get me by for a while, but not enough to make it through the year. It's a lot of work out here, guys. But that's actually how we originally started our live streams. Back last winter, we were live streaming at like minus 40 degrees, splitting firewood. I would set up a spotlight, set up the camera, and I would split firewood and chat with people. My wife would give me a hard time because, you know, I needed the wood split. And she'd give me a hard time because if I was live streaming while splitting wood, I would maybe do half a oh, it was a squirrel in here, you bugger. I would do half of a cord. So a cord of, or I guess a quarter. A cord of firewood would be 4 feet by 4 feet by 8 feet. So 4 feet wide, like split, 4 feet wide, 4 feet tall, 8 feet long. So if I was live streaming, I could do a quarter of that in like a 1 hour live stream because I'm busy talking while splitting. If I just hunkered down and split, I could do almost a full cord in an hour. And so I was like 25% as efficient when I was live streaming. It would drive my wife crazy, but we had enough wood. It was enough to keep up with it, and it, you know. She would rather me work though than entertain. Oh. Okay. Okay, we got a bunch of grain here in the bucket. Now, we need to go give that to the animals. Sneak out of here. Oh. Okay, my cow and my goats are gonna rush me. They love the grain. So my cow doesn't know I have it yet. My cow doesn't know. These guys do. My cow has no idea. That's gonna buy us a little bit of time because I want to give some to the other goat first. Hey, I can't open the gate with you guys there. Okay, let's set this down for a second. Guys, I can't open the gate with you. I can't open the gate with you on here. Okay, open up, push you guys out of the way. Come here, lock the gate. Don't pull that out of my hands, guys. Okay, everyone, okay. Hey. We're gonna give some to these guys here first. Hello. Oh boy. Here you go. Oh, right on your head. It's raining grain. There you guys go. There you go. Hey, Frou, what are you doing over there? Here. Okay. I got goats jumping on the back of my legs. Frou, eat that. You're being a goof. Okay, now, oh boy. Hi, Gabby. You know what's up now? Do you realize? Do you realize that I got treats? Hi. Hi, Gabby. Yeah, there you go. Now they're coming. Oh boy, you got my tripod. It's empty. It's empty. The bucket's empty, guys. The bucket's empty. Let's spin you guys around. I'm getting attacked by goats. It's empty, man. It's empty. I already gave it to you guys. It's empty. It's empty. There's nothing in there. You almost got to throw the bucket just to get rid of it. Hello, guys. I know I didn't give you guys very much. I gave most of it to the pregnant one and her baby. Oh, not pregnant one, but the one who had babies. And Freshly says Gabby is super preggo. So she is pregnant. She is pregnant, but here's the concern. I don't know if she's gonna have her baby. I don't know which bull got her pregnant. I don't know if the white bull got her pregnant or the black bull. And so we're gonna have our own episode of Murray on here when she has her baby to see who is the father. Oh, it's not like that, Gabby. Don't attack. No. Ah! Okay. No, but for real, Gabby here, we had our bull with her in March. Terrible timing, but I had to have them all together for the winter. And there's a small chance that he could have got her pregnant. If he did, we're gonna have terribly timed baby, because that would give us a baby between December 20th and January 10th, if I did my math right. And up here in Canada, that is the worst time to have a baby. Not the worst, but it's terrible. because it's too cold. And if we have a baby cow in December, January, I got to bring it into the house. And so my plan is to lock her in the barn for that 2 weeks. And if she has the baby, at least she'll be locked in the barn where it's nice and warm. And if she doesn't have the baby, then we're gonna have the baby in the spring like I wanted, because we bred her with another bull if she wasn't already pregnant. And Flying Brian says, have the DNA reveal like Murray Povich. You are not the father. I think the obvious tell will be if it's black or white. In not a racist way, but one cow was black, one was white. Okay. Also, the timing. She was with one bull that could give her a December baby. Another bull that would give us like a March baby. So, yeah. Anyway. How long is the pregnancy? Cows are a lot like humans. 9.5 months. 9.5 months. Fun fact, I'm getting 2 goats next weekend. Goats. Am I drunk, guys? What's in that coffee? I'm getting 2 donkeys. I'm getting 2 donkeys next weekend. Happy Chickens with the dono saying, howdy y'all from Texas. Thank you, Happy. Guys, another shout out to Happy Chickens. Go check them out. They're supporting this channel. I want to support theirs. Go like and subscribe. Go show them some support. W's in the chat for Happy Chickens. So we are getting 2 donkeys. Next weekend. One of them is pregnant. Their gestation period, we're circling back, their gestation period is actually 11 to 13 months. So they have an 11 to 13 month gestation, quite the long roll. And then the baby needs to stay with the mom for 6 months. So we're going to breed the donkeys. The donkeys have they're expensive. They sell for a lot. But it's a long-term investment. We're doing it more to have another guardian animal on the homestead, and that way all the work isn't being put on Lily, our dog. We'll have 2 donkeys to share the workload. We're also going to train them with a holster. We're going to train them with a saddle. Goats, why are you in my skid steer? Why are you in my? Are you gonna go for a drive? Are you gonna build the fence for Daddy? Are you gonna build the fence for Daddy? Thank you, Evie. That's so nice of you. You're gonna do the work. Yes, okay. You got it. Oh, no, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Some people's goats, I tell you. Another shout out, guys, for Happy Chickens. Go like and subscribe to their channel. Go and show them some love for showing love here. And yeah, so I grabbed all this old wood. It's not really the safest for the goats to be playing on because it's a bunch of nails, but basically, the long story short is this barn over here, this rough and dirty barn. Let me set you guys down so I can talk about my barn. In fact, let's go in the barn. Let's talk about the barn from inside the barn. That just makes sense because that's the best part of the barn anyway. Okay. So I need to muck the barn a little bit. There's a couple patties in here, but this is the barn. So this barn was on another property of mine, and it was collapsing. The floor had caved in on itself. The walls were starting to buckle in, and the bottom 6 inches all the way around was fully rotted. It was sitting in a low spot, so water would pool into it and actually get into it. So I was going to tear it down. The city was kind of telling me that the building wasn't meeting code, and so it was either fix it or remove it, and I didn't think it was going to be possible to fix it. So in my head, I was thinking, I'm just going to have to, bulldoze it over, just get rid of it. But then I was in it, and I'd never really spent much time in it because it was an old shack and it was falling apart. I spent some time inside this barn. Look how good these rafters are. This support beam is. The walls. They put 1,000 studs in here, and so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I think I can reuse this. So I cut this building into about 20 pieces, cut it into several sections, hauled it on a trailer, brought every single piece to this property. I cut the bottom foot all the way around. The roof is plenty high, and so I thought, you know what? This bottom 6 inches is rotten. Let's just get rid of a foot all the way around. And then I rebuilt it. I reframed the bottom the bottom boards, whatever you call it. Anyway, we rebuilt it. We put it back up. Fantastic. It was a ton of work, but we have turned this into our barn. Built a little lean-to addition on that side, another one over on this side. And so when I was tearing this building down, there was a bunch of just kind of rotten boards and boards that just didn't look good for much. And so I just kind of set them aside and threw them to the side. Now I went through, like you could see just how rotten these boards are. Here's one of them here, like just falling apart on itself. But some of these other boards weren't actually that bad. And so I grabbed some of these old boards from the barn, and I'm building the gate for into here out of these old barn boards. And so, I mean, it's fun to repurpose. It's kind of fun to repurpose the boards, reuse it, and you know, then it's just like it's a talking point when people say, you know, what's with this rough lumber you got over here? They say this used to be part of the barn. These are salvaged from this guy. The reason the roof isn't fully done yet, and I really do need to finish the roof, is this side I need to build a ladder. I call it a ladder. I need to support the roof like I did on this side. Let me show you the other side. And then let's go hang out inside the house for a bit, because I'm cold. I'm cold. Okay, let's go this way. Let's go this way. Closing the gate, staring at my face. So I reframed this side of the roof, so you can see up here. The other side, I need to do the same thing. So I need to reframe the roof on the other side because it's sagging too bad. So once I reframe it and I get that sag out of it, then I can finish the metal roofing. I also have really nice siding to go on there. I want to put a couple windows up top where that rotten broken out part is. But work to be done, man. It never ends. Today's goal is to finish the chicken coop, the winter chicken coop, and finish building this gate that I'm working on. So that's today's goal. The house is also a bit of a disaster because I've been working in here lots, trying to take advantage of my wife and kids not being home, getting stuff done while I can leave the house a bit of a mess. Okay, so what I'm working on in here is I've got this faux brick backsplash. And so I'm just framing in behind the wood stove with this faux brick and behind the kitchen counter. It's a little messy, sorry guys, but lots of work to be done. And I have a quick sit, catch up with the chat for another half a minute here before we end the stream. So let me see what the chat is saying. Flying Brian says lumber is incredibly expensive these days. In the spring, next spring, I plan to buy a sawmill, a band sawmill, and so that I can start milling my own lumber. I'm building a second barn. I had a sea can hauled onto this property. I have a sea can out there, and I plan to build a barn off of one side of it and dry storage off the other, and then use the inside as kind of a dry storage shop, tool section. So that's, I figure if I spend $5,000 on a half decent sawmill, I'm probably going to pay for the sawmill just in the lumber I'm going to save. I live off grid. I've got no shortage of access to wood. And so, yeah, might as well do it. Just get her done. Rain is back in the chat saying, how is baby food doing? Frou is doing fantastic. Hossein says, thank you for all your kindness. I hope you are doing well wherever you are. Thank you. That's nice to say. We are up here in Northern Canada. And Jude had said, hi. Kayla said, how is your neck? So far, we're not itchy, but I bet you. Give it time. Give it time, man. What she's referring to is I'm allergic to my rabbits. My goats and my rabbits hang out together. And yesterday, I broke it in hives on my neck and on my arms. I feel it. My nose is runny. I feel it. I'm definitely I'm gonna react. So I think when I end the stream, I'm gonna have a quick shower and then I'm gonna get to work. I got a lot of work to do. I'll probably be working the next 9-10 hours straight. I'm just gonna go hard, try to get it all done. And Maria Backcountry says, right, Brian? Good to see you, Brian. And Flying Brian says, nice to see you. Go Team Canada. Angel Faith says, someone once told me the world's gonna roll me. If you're driving past the construction site, stop and ask. They usually have extra that they will let you take. That's actually a good tip, particularly towards the end of the job, and if the head honcho maybe isn't around, because most of the extra stuff goes back to his place. But it's a good tip. It's a good tip. Usually there are extra cinder blocks. There's usually extra bags of concrete, stuff that they just don't want to pack back up. That's a good pro tip. At All Gone says, hello, good to see you from Miami Beach. Guys, cheers to All Gone. They gave us a Ko-Fi dono a few streams ago. Welcome back to the chat. Nice to see you. We've been outside this whole time, but we just got back in the house, sitting down, finishing off our coffee before we get to work. I am building a gate to get into my chicken coop area, and I'm going to rotate my summer chicken coop sideways so that it's in line with my winter coop. They're kind of currently not in a good position. The one roof goes this way, the other roof goes in towards it, and so all the snow is going to build up against the sidewall of the other one. You can see I was putting in fence, augering in some poles yesterday, so you can see the, just the callus or the blister on my hand there. I have a hand post hole digger, and so I dig my holes by spitting this post hole digger. I did 2 holes 4 feet deep, and it's a lot of work. It's hard on the hands, but got that done and installed those posts, framed up the fence, the gate. So now today I just need to put in the metal meshing on the inside of the gate to stop the animals from pushing through it, and I need to hang the gate, get in there, move the coop around. I need to build a door for the winter chicken coop. That is important. I don't even have a door on it yet. So work to be done. And Janet says, nice background. Where are you at? We are at my off-grid homestead in northern Canada. Is that a lake or an ocean? It is a lake. The lake actually goes all the way around. And like I was saying yesterday I spent time with one of my buddies and his drone. He brought a drone to the property, and we flew way up there, got a whole aerial all the way around the property. And so at some point I will get the footage off of him so I can show you guys just the vastness of and remoteness of where I am. We are truly in the middle of nowhere. It's a lot of fun to see it from the sky. Maria Backcountry says, hardworking man. Sorry for not hanging out much, but see you again. Good luck with everything today. Thank you, Maria. Take care. Flying Brian says, we have a guy at work I call Blister because he always shows up after work, after the work is done. There's always people like that who take one too many potty breaks during the hardest part of a job. Janet says, I'm Alberta, Canada. What part of Canada? I am in Ontario towards Hudson's Bay. And Ravik says, that's bad. And guys, the question we have been throwing out there is, what should we call our community? The YouTube channel is My Wild Life. And so far, 47% of you want to join and become one of the wild ones. We've 37% are saying wildlifers. We've got 18% saying other, but I don't know what the other is. So far, y'all want to become wild ones. You are all wild ones. Flying Brian says, Marlboro, Alberta here. Cheers to the hometowns of the cigarettes. Is it the same Marlboro as like the Marlboro Brothers? I could see Canada naming a city after the smoke company. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this stream up. I got work to do, a lot of work to do, and I have a hard time actually focusing on the stream when I'm really trying to get stuff done, and I really got to get stuff done. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I appreciate you guys. Another shout out to Happy Chickens. Go check out their channel. Thank you for the donation. And guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and we will talk again. Until next time, guys, stay wild.